this guy seems ageless. The older he gets, the better he gets. Even Ricky Carmichael said earlier, this is the Chad Reed from 2003. He has looked phenomenal, and he keeps getting better as the weekend goes on. Looked fantastic last night, winning his heat race tonight. He has been on fire, and he makes it look easy, and where he's really making up time is through the whoops. He is absolutely destroying the whoops, and that's where he's made all the passes if he's had to.
We haven't seen him race back here since 2012, and the crowd, they have missed him, haven't they? The reaction here is just incredible. They love seeing Chad Reed back here. I've got to ask you about Gavin Faith. That was a pretty nasty looking crash.
Yeah, that was definitely an ugly crash. You never want to see that, especially as a former racer. Yeah. But as we say, hopefully it was just being knocked out, which is what it was. He will recover from that. Unfortunately for him, that ends his evening. Watch here, just not sure what happened. Maybe I think he hooked the foot peg right on the top of the ramp going off. You can see motionless. Always a scary sight from a rider right there. Possibly could have ejected, but I think he thought he might have been able to save it. Goes down, he'll be okay. I'm sure we'll see him back in action in no time.
Now, Grant, you've raced and you've seen races right around the world. How are you enjoying this?
Oh, absolutely phenomenal. I'm not just saying that. Born in South Africa, lived in Europe. I live in the States. I come to Australia, opened with, welcome arms. Everyone here has been fantastic, and the Aussies, they love racing and they like to get loud and wild, just like I do.
You're going to like this too. Hey, we've got the freestyle motocross coming up now. This is the first time we've seen a best trick competition in Australia. It is going to blow your mind. So let's go to our commentators, Gary Reed and Lee Hogan. Guys, this is going to be something else.
It sure will, Barretts. It's time for freestyle motocross with the FMX best trick. Now, Gary Reed joining me in commentary here. The best trick was banned from the X Games, and we've got it here in Sydney.
Yeah, the guys at the X Games, they thought, things were getting crazy. These guys were trying tricks into a foam pit, not trying them to dirt, coming to the X Games. It's hit and miss. We decided to bring it down under. We've got some really talented guys. Robbie Adelberg, Australian. Tom Pagès right there. He's from France, obviously. Absolute legend in the sport. And Australia's own Jackson Strong. You couldn't get two more different riders, Thomas and Jackson. Jackson from Lockhart, he sits out there with his tractors and his ramps, and he plays around, and Tom Pagès is so calculated in every single thing he does on the dirt bike.
And two completely different personalities as well, let alone riding styles. But if last night was anything to go by, we saw some crazy action. What Jackson Strong threw down to take the win was phenomenal. And if he can land that tonight, he's in for a very, very good chance. But he's up against some massive competition. Taka Higashino is, as we know, worldwide. He's one of the best getting around in freestyle. Rob Adelberg, Australia's own. He can definitely throw down some pretty gnarly tricks as well. I can't wait to see what these guys have got for us.
And of course, Ryan Brown, our first rider out. He's another Australian guy. He has a big bag of upright tricks and, of course, backflip variation. So he's going to be lining up the 75-foot kicker to start out his run. First here, you can see him very focused on jump number one. Now, each rider, Lee, in this competition will get one warm-up jump. They can perform a trick, they can feel the jumps out. This is a dangerous sport, of course, so they're going to each get one jump. Ryan Brown not opting to really trick that jump. He sort of half went for a bit of a ruler. He's pumping up the crowd now here in the venue, but I'd say from Ryan Brown, we're going to see a ruler backflip. He has one of the biggest ruler backflips you will ever see.
Well, I can't wait to see what he's got for us. And it's great to see a young kid, a young Aussie kid, getting the opportunity to go up against some of the best freestylers in the world. And he's about to put it down here for us. Let's see what he's got.
Here we go, leaving the ramp. Oh no, look at that, not the ruler flip like we call. You could call that a switchblade flip, double can Indy flip. There's a few variation names for it, but it's a backflip variation on the ruler backflip, and we can see here in the replay, it popped off the ramp perfect, held it like nothing else. Good extension, you can see his hips are around. It's stylish, it's slow motion in the air, even though it's a fast trick. Look at the replay from the roof, you can see exactly Ryan Brown has done what he's came here to do.
Well, the beauty about this, the best trick, is that quite often the riders are putting their homework at home in the foam pit, trying to put it to dirt as well, and then quite often they'll come out and they'll lay down something that we haven't seen before.
Hey Ryan, that looked absolutely fantastic. Well done, mate. What a way to kick this competition off.
Yeah, it felt real good out there. So these boys are going to throw down for all you guys.
Conditions are good?
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
All right. 52.5 the score.
Yep, sounds pretty good to me.
Sounds good to us. Well
awesome.
done.
All right, a 52.5 for 52.5 there for Ryan Brown.
Well, let's not forget that the points are out of 100, so, you know, not too bad. He sits there in the middle somewhere, and he's the first to score points, so it's fair to say he's currently in the lead.
Yeah, he is, and Ryan Brown's a great guy. He's competing against the world's best. He knows he just had to get a solid jump. He knows what's to come, but in best trick, I mean, anything can go. You know, guys can crash. That's what's been banned in some of the places. So, young Tucker here, always a crowd favourite.
And he's just such a good lad. He's always got a smile on his face. I know yesterday with the pit party, when he was cruising around, you would never see this guy without a big, massive smile on his face. And he did exceptionally well last night. He was up in second place. He's going to hope to go one better. Let's not forget, this is just his practice run here. Throws in just a stock standard backflip there. And he's going to try to wind it up a notch for his main one.
Yeah, he definitely is. Now, he's got a few bags in the trick, in the box for best trick, I should say. He's got body burials. The judges, I think, are looking definitely for risk versus reward tricks. Tucker has got a very big one, a rock-solid backflip. Seeing that he just threw down a dead straight backflip, you saw him looking at the grab holes on the bike. I know I sort of messed up last time, Lee, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're about to see a rock-solid backflip thrown from Tucker, and this is absolutely a huge trick. It's over 75 feet. The GOAT, RC, is enjoying the action. Here we go right now. Leaves a ramp, grabs the bike, throws it, and just catches back on. Oh. That is a rock-solid backflip. Now, the crowd absolutely loving it. He's loving it.
Now, what I love about this trick here is when you'll see in slow motion in a sec, when he's completely upside down, and it sort of just looks like a Superman seat grab kind of thing. He completely lets go right there, and it happens so fast that you almost don't see it until it's slow motion.
And when you talk risk versus reward, like the judges are looking at, look at it here. Literally throwing the bike away in the air, and you're upside down. I mean, a lot of upright tricks, you mess that up, you've got a chance to land on the bike. You miss the bike there, you are definitely not getting back on it. And anytime you get away from that one, it's a good one.
All right, we're down.
Tucker, congratulations, that looked awesome. I saw you watching on the replay and you just read yes. Did that feel that good?
Yeah, feel pretty good. Yeah, not the best, but yeah, too hard every time, you know, so this is a good, yeah.
Got your score, 68.33.
Ah, sweet. Thanks, Judge. I pay you beer.
You're a good man. Enjoy it. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Tucker. Sensational jump there. We're off to a break now. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more best trick action still to come. Welcome back to the AUS-X Open All Phones Arena. Freestyle motocross, best trick. We are well into it. We've already had two riders. Gary Reid next up. Who have we got?
I've got to get up first because I was just sitting on the edge of my seat and fell off. I'm back up on the seat now. Robbie Adelberg from Australia. He has done it all. Red Bull X-Fighters, regular competitor, travels the world, does a lot of riding internationally, local, born and bred. Now remember, they get one warm-up jump as well. Robbie's got a big bag of tricks, and we're not sure what we're going to see, but he'll have the warm-up jump. He might throw a trick just to fill it out, or... Well, he has thrown half a little trick there on his warm-up jump. Now, I'd say, looking at that warm-up, he's going to throw what they call the Cali roll. It's a body varial, and you're about to witness it, Lee. I know you were blown away when you saw it yesterday for the first time ever, and it's a risky trick as well. So the judges will definitely be looking at this, but he's going to have nice form and maybe a little bit of a variation towards the end.
Well, I've got to be honest, I hadn't seen this prior to yesterday, and I literally nearly fell off my chair. Watch, ladies and gentlemen, because have a look at this. Just managed to get back onto the bike, and every time he does that, his bum only just manages to slide over that rear fender. Wow, that's so close.
Yeah, well, it's called the Cali roll. He did throw the no-hander, fully extended. Might have been looking for the no-hander lander. Watch the takeoff. He's already got his hand on the grab hole. Literally takes off, jumps off the bike, spins completely 360, gets back on. A beautiful textbook no-hander. Might have been looking for the no-hander lander, but you can see here, anytime you land that over 75 feet, you've got to be happy.
You've got to be happy for sure. Have a look. We just saw the close-up there. Sensational stuff. Great job from Rob Adelberg. And we're about to go down with Baratsi's with Rob.
Hey, Rob, well done. That was mind-blowing. Tell me, how do you learn that?
A thing called a foam pit. It's like a big shed without a roof. You just fill it full of foam and, yeah, try your best.
How hard was that one to learn?
It took me a couple of weeks and a few sore limbs, but I got it, and now I feel pretty confident with it. I'd like to add a bit more.
Okay, got a score for you, 65. Well done.
All right, cheers, thank you.
Good work, Rob.
Now a 65 for Rob Adelberg. Obviously it hasn't put him in the lead, but there's the risk versus reward. But Robbie Adelberg, a very smart competitor, and he just wanted to get a score on the board and right away safe. Now, he mentioned the foam pit league. People at home, it's not just a big foam pit you jump into and you don't get hurt. We've had, riders get broken necks, broken backs, injured severely in a foam pit. The obvious problem, you land in the foam pit, the bike's still got to go somewhere. If you hit that bike and you land wrong and you land on the bike wrong, injured, or the bike lands on you.
I was just going to say, let's not forget, if you completely mess up and you go into that foam pit first, the bike comes in behind you. I don't care if you're on a nice soft cloud, you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, so if you've got a shed out at home, don't pull the roof off, fill it with foam and jump on it. It is extremely dangerous. Now, Tom Pages, he is the Frenchman hitting the quarter pipe here, the second obstacle on the course. Either rider can hit either one. Now, Thomas, extremely calculated. That bike weighs 15 kilograms lighter than a standard Yamaha YZ250.
Well, for any of the fans out there that follow Tom Pages on Instagram or Facebook, have a look at a very close-up picture of his bike. Just about every bit of plastic is either cut off or drilled out, and he is about to do something pretty cool right here.
Here we go. Keep an eye on the quarter pipe. He is up and off it. He's opted for the vanity. He's absolutely nailed it. That there, he is happy. Everyone's happy. He has nailed the 540 flare. Virtually a backflip 540 coming back down the backside of the down ramp. We're going to see reasonably slow takeoff speed, but the pop he's got, and you can't fault that for a 540 flare.
Now, last night, he messed it up in his first jump, which was for the scoring for the competition, so he couldn't be scored on that. However, they made an exception and let him go and do it for the crowd, and they loved it. He landed it the second time. Today, not a problem. He lands it. Now, let's see how he's going to be scored.
Well, the judges are going to be looking at that risk versus reward off the quarter pipe, and we'll see what it fares.
Tom, that 540 was mind-blowing, and I love when you finish, you go down and you point straight to the judges. Did you see that? That was awesome, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I had trouble on it all weekend, and last night I missed my jump. Missed it at practice again, hurt my thumb, and yeah, that's the judging now right there. So hope you guys are nice to me, please.
I think they've been good. 65.83. Second spot at the moment, 65.83. Well done, Tom.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, there you have it. Second place from the 540 flare. Now, well, as you said, the ratio, you need to weigh it all up, the risk versus reward, and they bring that into consideration with the judging and the point scoring. But what we're about to see in a second, the risk versus reward, you don't get much more risk than this.
No, you don't. And they made it very clear, the judging team, it is risk versus reward. Now, nothing against the quarter pipe and Tom Paget's extremely difficult trick, but it's a low-speed trick. The height's not exactly there. You can still get injured, don't get me wrong, but that's what the judges are looking at. We're about to see Jackson Strong. They will pull the takeoff ramp back another 3 feet to what our other riders were hitting, so 78 feet. Now, I'm not going to call the trick before he does it. We'll know after his warm-up jump what he is planning, but last night he stole the competition, and you talk risk versus reward, he has absolutely nailed it, and he does in everything he does.
Well, I've got to say, I've spoken briefly to both yourself and Bruce Robson about this particular trick, and to me, it looks like an under 50-50 ratio. I don't even believe we've got 50-50 chance, but Brucey tries to assure me that we've got a better chance of that. Now, you guys, if he pulls off what we think he's about to pull off, you decide for yourself what you think, but let's have a look.
Yeah, well, Jackson Strong, as I said, you know, I wouldn't like to put a ratio on it, but it's a hit and miss trick, and he knows that. Oh, the scores.
So yes, there was a little bit of a mistake there with the scoring. So, and we thought, I was going to say a little bit controversial, the scoring there. That was interesting, but I didn't want to jump on anyone's toes there. But a mistake there with the scoring sees Tom Paget's up to 80 and a clear winner at the moment. So Jackson Strong needs to land whatever crazy trick he's about to put down here. He needs to land it if he wants to take 2 wins in 2 nights.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb. Seeing the warm-up jump and knowing Jackson Strong, we are about to see this right now. Look at this, folks. He needs to land this to take it to front flip. It's a bit slow rotation. He has absolutely stomped it. Now, when he left the ramp, I thought he was going to be under. He knows it. Look at Jackson Strong. Have your moment.
Wow, well, you know what? He landed that better tonight than he did last night. Last night, that was so close to a massive, massive, massive crash. However, today, you watch closely, grabs the front brake in the air, locks it up, it helps with the rotation, and all he can hope is that it comes around far enough. Last night's jump, the back wheel landed so far first before the front, and I don't know how he managed to hold on to it. That was almost at the same time.
It was, and look at his helmet. Watch his eyes, his goggles. He's not seeing, he's not seeing, he's not seeing now. He sees the landing ramp. It's the latest possible time you can spot the landing. Watch it here. Now he's seen it. That's the time he knows whether he's going to ride away or not ride away, as opposed to a lot of our other tricks, and that one he rode away. Now the judging, last night he threw a one-hand variation. He didn't get that off tonight. We will now see what the judges think.
Oh, Jackson, unbelievable. You blew them away in the stadium last night. You've done it again today. You know you've done something special when all of your competitors punch the air as you landed, and have great respect for what you've achieved, mate. That was brilliant.
Yeah, thank you. I've got great respect for everything that they do as well, and this contest is pretty much a roll of dice. You know, it can go any way out there. Win, lose, fall off. So, I don't know, it's a roll of dice, and this is it. This gets the blood flowing. This is living Barry.
You can see it, the adrenaline pumping through you at the moment. Tell me, the forward flip, you look at the ramp, it just doesn't make sense, you know, that you could forward flip your bike off there. How'd you come up with it, and how did you do it?
Yeah, many years of practice and many crashes, and finally I'm here now, and it's super hard in this tight stadium here, but I was lucky enough to be able to pull it off again tonight, and would have liked to get the hand off, but it was just, it was glued on there. I was under rotating pretty sadly, so stayed on and gave it everything I had to hang on tight, and was able to pull it off.
Well, congratulations. Boy from Lockhart, you're at the top of the sport. You ready for the score? Yeah. 81.33. Congratulations, you're our winner.
Thank you.
So Jackson Strong gets it done. Awesome. $20,000. Fantastic. What will you do with that money, Jackson?
Probably a good after party for the boys, I think.
Good stuff. And well done to, congratulations to Tom and Taka in second and third. A brilliant performance by both the guys. Tom, congratulations. That was hard to beat tonight. Great jump by Jackson.
Yeah, I did my best actually. We're really proud of Jacko. Jacko, the front flip is maybe the hardest tricks ever. So he's the only one in the world, and he will be the only one in the world for a long time. So congrats, Jacko.
And we've got a great prize here for you too, $15,000.
That's good, thank you.
Great to see you here, Tom, welcome. And congratulations in second spot. And Taka, well done. It was a tough competition this afternoon.
Yeah, super tough. Do you see this top two? Like, too crazy, you know? I don't want to do this.
Well, you do it brilliantly, you all do. Hey, it was great to watch. We look forward to seeing you in action again here next year too.
Yeah, I'm happy to come back to Australia, so I love Aussie.
You got it. Thanks, Taka. And here's $10,000 just to show you how grateful we are too. Awesome, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers, mate.
Well, $20,000 to Jackson Strong, and that was exceptionally cool to watch that and how it went down. I can't believe one of his main things he does, plants that head on the crossbar pad, and no matter what goes wrong or right, he doesn't pull that helmet back from the crossbar pad at all.
Yeah, no, it's all three of the riders. I think the judging was spot on tonight. I think all riders will agree. Jackson Strong, as Thomas said, only guy doing it in the world and going to be the only guy for a long time, which means Thomas is not planning on doing that trick anytime soon.
And a very humble second place speech from Tom Padgett there was exceptionally well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a commercial break here, but make sure you come back very, very fast because SX1 final coming up soon.
The page is out of print. We are not permanent.
what a way to spend your Sunday afternoon here at All Phones Arena, the AUS-X Open. It has been a magnificent event, but behind me, the top guns have made it to the SX1 final. That is coming up very shortly, but just a few moments ago, we had a wedding proposal, which ended perfectly. It's all go. Great to see them here at the event and enjoying it, and also securing their future together. Fantastic. Can't beat a wedding proposal here at the AUS-X Open. All right, we are set for action. Going to go back to Grant and Lee right now. Now, boys, I just bumped into Ricky Carmichael, asked him who he's going to win or who he likes in this final. He likes Chad Reed, but he says Cooper Webb is faster all over the course, but Chad is faster through the whoops, and he thinks that might give him the edge. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, Barretts, I think you might be onto something there, and I tell you what, Ricky Carmichael certainly knows his stuff. Another factor that needs to be brought into consideration is this consistency and smoothness over 20 laps. Chad Reed is in the box seat right there, but anything can happen. Indoor Supercross, such a short start, there's going to be some intensity.
Cooper Webb has shown the pace. His corner speed's been great. His starts have been a little bit off. Looking at the start grid here, Daniel Reed, and let's not forget about him, a local kid who is got a phenomenal talent and is fast at the moment. Bopping looks good, as well as guys like McCoy, Mosick. They all want to get in there.
They sure do. Let's go down to Gary Reed. He's on the start line as we speak.
Does it get any more exciting than this SX1 final event of the AUS-X Open? It is nerves down here. Now, this side of the gate, Shane Boyd, to mention him. He has done it all in Australian Supercross, motocross. Robbie Marshall here. Will we see the backflip over the finish line jump tonight? Then you got this big black wall. Look at this side. It is stacked with this guy, the greatest of all time that Australia's ever produced. Chad Reed, Cooper Webb, Daniel McCoy in the mix, Lawson Bopping on fire, and this guy, the current Australian Supercross Championship leader, Daniel Reardon, focused. It all comes down to turn number 1.
100%.
Mate, you're ready to go on this. You are pretty relaxed. You come into this season having an absolute blinder. The keys turn number 1. What is another important factor in this track tonight?
I think the Joker lane. I think the Joker lane is going to play a huge role. So depending on where we are and where we position, depends on what lap we take it.
All right, the Joker lane could come into play here. It's SX1 at the AUS-X Open.
Love the look of focus on Daniel Reardon. He's had it all season. He's got it again tonight, but he's got his hands full with a fellow Yamaha rider, and he carries number 22 on his machine, the 450. Craig Dack, we see just on the left-hand side of the screen. Not only is he the team manager of Cade Mosick and the championship points leader, Dan Reardon, he's also got his good friend and former racer that was under his wing for many, many years, Chad Reed, under the tent this weekend. So, high pressure stakes here. The 15-second board is up for the AUS-X Open SX1 final. 20 laps of duration, Grant Langston.
This is the last race of the day. The crowd are pumped up. Everyone wants to see, can Chad Reed repeat last night's performance? Gates about to drop. Here we go. Oh, and not a start for Reedy. He bobbles out of the gate. He's going to be buried a little bit further back, but it's going to be, well, the toss-up between Daniel Reardon and the number 70. Well, it looked to me as if Daniel Reardon, by the smallest of margins, there's only centimetres in it, got the foxhead.com whole shot. And there is a lot of money up for grabs. There'll be a check awarded at the end. So they're going to have to look very closely to see who got that. But Lawson Bopping is our current race leader. He has a bit of a look over. And he's got Daniel Reardon, the CDA Yamaha rider, all over the back of him, back there in third place. Cooper Webb, Chad Reed's a few spots back, and I can see the all-black motorcycle of Daniel McCoy. He's off to a flyer. Let's not forget, we won't see Gavin Faith tonight. He got injured earlier, head concussion. Mossy also went down yesterday, unable to race today, so a couple of our top guys out. So for Reardon, this championship for him has become a little bit easier. Cooper Webb ahead of Chad Reed, and we said if that happened, this could be interesting. To be honest, from the side as a fan, I am glad to see Chad not get the whole shot, because he's going to have to earn this win.
We've got Gary Reed trackside.
Okay, this is the Joker lane. This is the part Daniel Reardon talked about. He has taken it already. Each rider must come through this Joker lane after the first lap and before the last lap. Now, it gets you an overtaking manoeuvre into turn number 1. Interesting fact, Daniel Reardon has taken it to get clear. Now, watch here. One of the riders is going to take it. Dan Reardon has already done it. Lawson Boppman's passing it up. Cooper Webb, Chad Reed. Daniel McCoy may take the Joker lane this time. He's not going to do it, but they are going to take it sometime in this race, and Hogs, that's going to mix things up.
That's correct, Gary Reid. There's a lot of strategy involved with when you take that. Now, very early on in the piece, Daniel Reardon has done it, but you know what? That means he believes in his speed. If he can run and hide from these riders, he's got a good opportunity of getting a win here tonight. Have a look at Josh Spanos all the way from the outside on the Honda. If that wasn't a U-turn, he would have had a clear hole shot, but he got swamped on the inside.
I still think Daniel Reardon actually got that Fox hole shot award. But
sorry, Cooper Webb just took that the flyby lane there, and he made a little bit of a pass. So
absolutely, and that's when you want to do it. You've got to get close up behind the guy behind you, get really close, and then skip out that finish line, jump by going through that 360 fly. They call it the flyby lane or the joker lane. You can only use it once. The best time to do it, get real tight behind someone. It makes life a little bit easier to make a clean, simple pass. And look at that, right back at you, bopping. Oh, contact coming out of the corner. They both lose the rhythm, and Chad Reid catches up now.
What a phenomenal spectacle we saw just there. A bird's eye view from the top. There was no better way of seeing how the 360 flyby lane works. And a great battle between these riders.
Yeah, now comes Reedy up the inside. Can he get it done? Reid so good to the whoops. Keeps it clean, but I think he's got it done. Can Bopping respond at the inside?
Wow, that was some very smart riding there from Chad Reid, and we just saw right there. Chad Reid decides to use his 360 flyby lane option, and in one foul swoop gets past Cooper Webb and finds himself only a couple of seconds behind the race leader.
Oh, the one fantastic racing here early in this final, and this is stewing up to be a fantastic one. Let's be honest right now, Chad Reid and Dan Reardon, not the best of friends. They both used the 360 flyby lane, which means if Reedy wants to win this race, he's going to have to pass Reardon. And I got to imagine on this track, it's going to be aggressive. Let's see what happens.
Well, we're 7 laps into the 20-lap final, and all 4 of the first 4 place getters have used their option of the 360 flyby lane. So no more for them. Fortunately, they have themselves a nice, handy little gap over 5th place, which continues to be Daniel McCoy. But Chad Reid, once again through the whoops, edges that little bit closer to Daniel Reardon. I'm telling you, a big mistake from Chad Reid. Back end skips out and hits a tough block there. The last time I've seen these two battle this closely, they came together and Chad Reid went off the track, and that was at the Australian MX Nationals in Raymond Terrace. Let's see what we're going to have here at Sydney's AUS-X Supercross.
I don't think Chad hasn't forgotten about that either. Look at Reid, he gets close, coming out the whoops. Not quite close enough that time. And in fact, right before the main event, I had a chance to have a quick word with Ricky Carmichael. He said, listen, these corners are getting choppy at the exit and they're getting slick. So as this race goes on, it's a combination of finesse and aggression. You can't be too aggressive and you can't be too casual, otherwise you will not win. Look how close this is. Will Reid pull the trigger on this lap through the whoops? We know he's got the speed. If Reardon knew where Reedy was going, he would block that line, which he does.
He does. He's all over that. He knows what's going on. However, Chad Reid can do that cut back under in the corner after. So he's going to set it up. Let's go down to Gary.
There's excitement down here, boys. I can tell you one thing. This is the all-important rhythm section. Daniel Reardon and Chad Reid are just about to come into it. Have a look at the speed Chad Reid carries through here. He's just holding on to 2nd place, but it is going to come, boys. It will come.
And you know what's happening is Chad Reid is staying off that main slick line. And here he comes up the inside. Does he have a drive? Reid puts it in. No, not there. Reardon holds it on, has a look over. Well, now a little game of cat and mouse as they square each other up. Oh, Reardon takes the line away and he holds it on.
Well, have a look at how low Chad Reid stays over that finish line jump. That's allowed Cooper Webb to sneak up onto the back of these two. Can we see a 3-way battle? 3 Yamahas up the head of the pack. This is an amazing race on an international spotlight. We've got people from all over the world watching this. Daniel Reardon, this is his chance to shine. A little bit of a mistake there from Chad because he was trying to set up a pass at the exit of the woods.
Smart riding from Reardon. There he scrubs a jump. Reid puts it up the inside, not quite close enough. You see what happened? Reardon has smartened up and knows where Chad's going. Reardon goes down. Reid into it. And the top 3 is stationary.
There's nowhere to go. Can you believe what just happened? Chad Reid is up and running. Cooper Webb has got back.
Bopping is leading.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a race here. We have got 8 laps to go, and everything has been turned on its head right now. Right here, it all started with a front wheel washout. Have a look how quickly Daniel Reardon was like a cat. He was back up on his feet. And Chad Reed had no time to avoid this crash.
Oh yeah, he had nowhere to go. Wrong place, wrong time. Cooper Webb had a good one there, but where is Bopping? We see him, I think Webb has got around Bopping, so he's got the lead. Oh, this is going to be a wild last few laps. Yeah, Cooper Webb, we said if he can get the start, is probably the guy that could beat Chad Reed. But I've really got to take my hat off to Lawson Bopping. He looked good in the semi-final. I said I like seeing the guy ride. Confidence is, as I say, that Reed gets by him. But Chad Reed, absolutely phenomenal through the whoops.
Well, I was about to say, Chad Reed cannot afford to let Cooper Webb go, because we've just seen the 6 laps to go marker come out, and Cooper Webb is exceptionally fast. He's very, very fit. He trained so hard, and Chad had to make the move through the whoops that time, and he knew it. You just saw it bump up an extra level.
Actually, talking about Cooper Webb and his fitness, I actually get to see him train. He trains at the Rockwell training facility with one of my old fellow countrymen and friend, Gareth Swanepoel. These guys work really, really hard. Not saying none of the other guys do. I just have seen the intensity. Cooper Webb is young. He is hungry. Chad Reed, a little bit on the opposite side of the spectrum. Older, wily veteran, knows how to get things done, doesn't panic. But you know he wants to win in front of his home crowd. So I've got to imagine these last 4.5 laps are going to be absolutely epic. Watch. I can see something happening on the last lap if Reed can get close enough, but he's not close enough right now.
There's some pride up for grabs here with Chad Reed, let me tell you. And this is kind of like the old guard versus the new, but there's so many different strengths that come to both of them. There's the aggression and not scared to hold it on and throw caution to the wind for the young guard with Cooper Webb, but the experience and I guess the tenacity to just keep plugging away. The fitness, Chad Reed will not throw the towel in, but he does need to keep edging that a little bit closer. There's only 4 laps to go as we get close to the whoops one more time.
Well, we can't blame motorcycle differences, so they're riding on identical machinery, factory Yamaha support for these guys. And Reed has been lurking, but he's just not quite close enough. It's going to take, he's got to close in about 5 bike lengths if he's got a chance to make a pass. And Webb's holding on strong, really not making any mistakes under pressure, because you know he can hear Chad Reed on those slower corners and see them on the exit.
Well, Chad has just edged up about 1 meter closer over the last lap. He's going to have to do a little bit more than that. It's going to take a bit of a mistake or an increase in speed in Chad Reed, which he can do at any moment. We're going to watch so closely, and he has come even a bit closer again. As we go over the finish line this time, we have 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. Chad Reed close, not quite close enough. You see the fans up on their feet. They're anticipating this could be some fireworks in the last lap. Little mistake from Webb coming out the corner. Reed just another bike length closer.
Well, he is close enough now that Cooper Webb will be able to hear the Yamaha of Chad Reed. He's gone for the inside, a little bit of a mistake. The Yamaha of Webb stepped out to the side. What can Chad Reed set up here?
He's squaring it out.
Go straight for the inside.
Nah, not close enough. Reed had the intention, but not quite close enough. Last lap. Cooper Webb can hear Reed now. Where is Reed going to try and make it happen? We always know at the end of the whoops is his best point. Can he get it done? Or Webb close the inside.
Needs to stay close enough through here. And of course, the whoops is where it has to happen for Chad Reed. He's gone out and he's come back. He's going to go up the outside and try for the outside and back up to the inside. Here we go.
Can he do it? He squares them up. Side by side. Last corner. Webb has the inside. What does he do? Reed's got it. No, he doesn't. Cooper Webb takes the win.
What a race. That is excitement plus. Talk about entertainment.
Wow.
Those guys were separated by less than 1 meter. The crowd here
on their feet. Even Chad Reed goes, mate, that's exactly what we wanted to have. Even though I wanted to win that fantastic, Sydney just got treated to a phenomenal race.
What an amazing ride by Cooper Webb. And everything got thrown to the wind in the middle of the race when Daniel McCoy went down with a front wheel washout. Who would have picked that what went down would have transpired?
Wow. Now that I got my breath a little bit. See, Reed doesn't get the jump there, and that's kind of what helped make this race a little more interesting. I think Reardon just pipped Bopping across the line for that Fox Holeshot Award. Then Chad Reed through the whoops, runs it up the inside of Dan Reardon there. Couldn't quite get it done there. See, Reardon has a look over. but then the pressure finally gets to him, tucks that front end. Oh, he's got to be gutted with that. Webb probably going, man, I wish I wasn't right there. I could have taken both of them. He still gets the win.
Well, these riders down here must be asking what just happened. I tell you what, we got treated to a spectacle, that's for sure. Let's go down to Gary Reid. He's with first, second, and third place.
Cooper Webb, absolutely unbelievable. You just got challenged by one of the greats, and you held him off.
Yeah, it was a crazy race to say the least. I didn't think I had it there at the beginning, and then Dan fell, and we were all right there, and I knew it was going to be a tough race to win. And you know, Chad's obviously the fastest guy here, and I knew he was going to be extremely hard to beat. And I just put my head down and tried to be smart. It was faster in the whoops, and I held it off barely.
Absolutely no one will be disappointed. What a race. We're going to make our way around here. Just past Lawson Bopping for a second. Congratulations to him. But Chad Reid, all came down to the last turn, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. You know, I just want to thank you. You know, I think if there was a little more meaning, he might be over here a little bit off the track, but I tried to keep it respectful and fun, and man, this kid's got a bright future. To come out here last minute, filling in for James, I think you all should give him a big round of applause for that, and looking forward to it, you know. And for me, the bigger picture is, you know, like I've only got a couple of years left, and I really want to be involved in Yamaha, and I hope that this kid's a big part of that. So a lot of respect, but yeah, it was a shame that Reardon went down. It was a really good four-way Yamaha battle, and just had so much fun. Win or lose, it's a win for me this weekend. Thank you guys, I really, really appreciate it.
There it is, Chad Reid, second place tonight.
I think Chad Reid just hit the nail on the head right there. He said the real winners were the fans and the sport of Supercross. Phenomenal. He could have put Cooper Webb in the stands. Like he said, this is just for the show. They all tried. They gave it their best. They gave us a phenomenal race, and the crowd got everything they could ever hope for. Hats off to all those guys.
And you know what, as Chad Reid said, it's a bummer that Reardon went down, because that was such a good battle that was going on, and but it created even more excitement and just turned everything on its head. You couldn't wish for a better race than that we were just treated to tonight. Sensational.
Well, right before that crash, it looked like a Craig Dack commercial for Yamaha, because they were running 1, 2, 3, and let's not forget Cooper Webb basically using one of his machines while out here. Here's some replays. Reid squares it up, looks good, takes the 360 flyby lane and gets two guys in two corners, Webb and Boppin. And we thought, all right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets up the inside of Reardon. Can't make it happen there.
No, he couldn't. And you know what? I think that 360 flyby lane was such a good addition by the promoters, and where they actually did it. Here's the crash, and it all started with the front wheel coming over that rise, lightened up a little bit and tucked. But it was the aftermath that was the problem, and this is where it all finished. Neck and neck all the way through. We thought he had it. I know you thought he had it, Grant Langston. And have a look.
Wow, that's some aggressive. He squared it up. He's pivoted that motorcycle as quickly as he could. Right there, Reid could have made maybe some contact and cleaned Cooper Webb out, but a lot of respect from two fantastic athletes, and what a race. I'm so pumped to be a part of this and be able to call that race. That was exciting.
I'm just as excited. Okay, we're going to go down now for the official presentation with Gary Reid.
Well, what a race and what a night at the AUS-X Open. SX1 final. In third position, and also our foxhead.com.au whole shot winner, Lawson Bopping. And in second place tonight, the Boost Mobile 360 Fly Yamaha rider, Chad Reid. And in first place tonight, a huge future ahead of him. Everyone just got treated to a class in pressure. It was building towards the end, and he held on. Star Yamahas all the way from the USA, Cooper Webb. There's your podium for the AUS-X Open. AUS-X Lawson bopping Chad Reed, and tonight's winner, Cooper Webb.
Wow, what a finish to AUS-X Open Sydney for 2015. You will not see better racing anywhere in the world. That was magnificent. Now, it was that good. Let's go back and relive the last few laps of that incredible race. After that, we're going to hear from Ricky Carmichael about what he thought of that incredible finish.
The intensity. Cooper Webb is young, he is hungry. Chad Reed, a little bit on the opposite side of the spectrum. Older, wily veteran, knows how to get things done, doesn't panic, but you know he wants to win in front of his home crowd. So I've got to imagine these last 4.5 laps are going to be absolutely epic. Watch. I can see something happening on the last lap if Reed can get close enough, but he's not close enough right now.
There's some pride up for grabs here with Chad Reed, let me tell you. And this is kind of like the old guard versus the new, but there's so many different strengths that come to both of them. There's the aggression and not scared to hold it on and throw caution to the wind for the young guard with Cooper Webb, but the experience and I guess the tenacity to just keep plugging away. The fitness, Chad Reed will not throw the towel in, but he does need to keep edging that a little bit closer. There's only 4 laps to go as we get close to the woods one more time.
Well, we can't blame motorcycle differences because they're riding on identical machinery, factory Yamaha support for these guys. And Reed has been lurking, but he's just not quite close enough. It's going to take, he's got to close in about 5 bike lengths if he's got a chance to make a pass. And Webb's holding on strong, really not making any mistakes under pressure, because you know he can hear Chad Reed on those slower corners and see them on the exit.
Well, Chad has just edged up about a metre closer over the last lap. He's going to have to do a little bit more than that. It's going to take a bit of a mistake or an increase in speed in Chad Reed, which he can do at any moment. We're going to watch so closely, and he has come even a bit closer again. As we go over the finish line this time, we have 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. Chad Reed close, not quite close enough. You see the fans up on their feet. They're anticipating this could be some fireworks in the last lap. Little mistake from Webb coming out the corner. Reed just another bike length closer.
Well, he is close enough now that Cooper Webb will be able to hear the Yamaha of Chad Reed. He's gone for the inside, a little bit of a mistake. The Yamaha of Webb stepped out to the side. What can Chad Reed set up here?
He's squaring
it up. Go straight for the inside.
Nah, not close enough. Reedy had the intention, but not quite close enough. Last lap, Cooper Webb can hear Reed now. Where is Reed going to try and make it happen? We always know at the end of the whoops is his best point. Can he get it done, or Webb close the inside?
Needs to stay close enough through here. And of course, the whoops is where it has to happen for Chad Reed. He's gone out and he's come back. He's going to go up the outside and try for the outside and back up to the inside. Here we go.
Can he do it? He squares them up, side by side, last corner. Webb has the inside. What does he do? Reed's got it. No, he doesn't. Cooper Webb takes the win.
What a race. That is excitement plus. Talk about entertainment.
Wow.
Those guys were separated by less than a metre. The crowd here
on their feet. Even Chad Reed goes, mate, that's exactly.
And with the greatest rider in the history of the sport, Ricky Carmichael. Ricky, you've seen a lot of finishes. How good was that?
Oh, that was one of the best I've ever seen, and what a great way for the AUS-X Open to end like that. I mean, down to the wire, to the last corner, and fellow countryman Chad Reed right there for it. And this was a great show for these fans.
Your old mate Chad Reed, he still got it.
Oh, he's got it. That guy can ride, and he's still winning races at the elite level.
Mate, it's so good to see you here. You enjoyed the experience being here?
Oh, I've had a great experience. This is my first time here, and I'd love to be invited back sometime. The fans are amazing. People have been fantastic.
We'll see you again, Ricky. Thanks for coming out. We hope you've enjoyed the AUS-X Open. It has been a fantastic event. So many highlights from this weekend. The freestyle motocross was brilliant, but that race finish, we will never forget. On behalf of all our commentary team and all the team at 7 Sport, hope you've enjoyed the AUS-X Open. We'll see you very, very soon. All the best. And see you tomorrow morning for Sunrise on the 7 Network. Thanks very much.